and to one. Midway upon the journey of our life I found myself within the forest dark for the straightforward pathway had been lost. Abby, how hard a thing it is to say what was this forest savage, rough and stern, which in the very thought reads the fear so bitter is it. This is little more, but of the go to read, which there I found speak will I of the other things I saw there I cannot well repeat how there I endeared so full was I of slumber at the moment in which I had abandoned the way. But after I reached the mountain's foot at that point where the valley terminated which had with consternation pierced my ears upward I looked, and I beheld its shoulders vested already with that planet's rays which leadeth others right by every road. Then was the fear a little quieted that in my ears slave had endured throughout the night, which I had passed so piteously, and even as he, who, with distressful breath forth issued from the sea upon the shore turned to the water perilous and gazing, so did my soul, that still was fleeing onward, turned itself back to behold the past which never yet a living person left after my weary body I had rested the weary zone I on the desert slope, so that the firm foot ever was the lower and low, almost where the ascent began a paddler line and swift exceedingly which with a spotted skin was covered over and never moved she from before my face, nay, rather did impede so much my way that many times I to return had turned. The time was the beginning of the morning and up the sun was mounting with those stars that with him were, what time the loved him in, at first in motion set those beauteous things. So were to be occasion of good hope the variegated skin of that wild beast the hour of time, and the delicious season, but not so much, that did not give me fear the aspect which appeared to me. He seemed as if against me he were coming with head uplifted, and with ravenous hunger, so that it seemed the air was afraid of him, and the she-wolf, that with all her hearing seemed to be letted in her meagreness, and many folk has gone to live forlorn. She brought upon me so much heaviness, with the affright that from her aspect came, that I the hope relinquished of the hate. And as he is who willingly acquires, and the time comes that causes him to lose, who we in all his thoughts and his despondency, and such made me that beast without end peace, which, coming on against me by degrees thrust me back thither where the sun is silent, while I was rushing downward to the lowland. Before mine eyes did one present himself, who seemed from long continued silence force, when I beheld him in the desert vast, have pity on me, unto him I cried, which thou art, or shade or real man. He answered me, not man, man once I was, and both my parents were of Lombardy and Manchu, and my country both of Lansum Julio was I born, though it was late and lived at Rome under the good Augustus. During the time of false and lying gods a poet was I, and I sang that just son of Anchises, who came forth from Troy, after that Ilion the superb was burned. But thou, why goest thou back to such annoyance? Why glimpsest thou not the bound delectable which is the source and cause of every joy? Thou art thou that Virgilius and that fountain, which spreads abroad so wide a river of speech? I made response to him with bashful forehead. Oh, of the other poets honor and light, avail me the long study and great love that have impelled me to explore thy volume. Thou art my master, and my author thou art the lonely one from whom I took the beautiful style that has done honor to me. Behold the beast, for which I have turned back. Do thou protect me from her, famous sage, for she doth make my veins and pulses tremble. It becomes to take another road, responded he, when he beheld me weeping. If from this savage place thou wouldst escape, because this beast, at which thou criest out, suffers not anyone to pass her way, but so doth harass him, that she destroys him, and has a nature so malign and ruthless, that never doth she glut her greedy will, and after food is hungrier than before. Many the animals with whom she weds, and more they shall be still, until the greyhound comes, who shall make her perish in her pain. He shall not feed on either earth or filth, but upon wisdom, and on love and virtue. Twixt Silver and Silver shall his nation be, of that glory Ellie shall he be the Savior unto the count. The maid Camilla died, you were jealous. Turn us, is us, of their wound. Through every city shall he hunt her down, until he shall have driven her back to hell, therefrom whence we first did let her lose. Therefore I think and judge it forth I best thou follow me, and I will be thy guide, and lead thee hence through the eternal place, where thou shalt hear the desperate lamentation, shalt see the ancient spirits disconsolate, who cry out each one for the second death, and thou shalt see those who contented are within the fire, because they hope to come, whether it may be, to the blessed people, to whom, then, if thou wishest to ascend, a soul shall be for that I more worthy. With her at my departure I will leave thee, because that emperor, who reigns above, in that I was rebellious to his law, wills that through me none come into his city. He governs everywhere, and there he reigns. There is his city and his lofty throne. Oh, happy he whom there he elects, and I to him. Poet, I theater eat, by that same God whom thou didst never know, so that I may escape this woe and worse. Thou wouldst conduct me there where thou hast said, that I may see the portal of Saint Peter, and though thou makest so disconsolate, then he moved on, and I behind him followed.